In this quick video I'm going to talk you through the basics of wiring up a fluorescent tube. This is based on a magnetic ballast and a single tube at 240 volts. There are three components in a basic fluorescent circuit. There is the starter, which most people are familiar with. This is essentially just a time delayed circuit that allows extra power through at the start to get the tube lit, then it cuts out. Then we have the magnetic ballast. This is just an inductor that prevents too much current from going through the tube and blowing it. And then we have the fluorescent tube itself. These come in very many different shapes and sizes. You can get them in a circle or a U or a W, etc. But they all operate the same. They all have two pins at either end, which attaches on the inside to a filament, and it's the same on both ends. Here we have a sample circuit wired up. I've used a circular tube here just because it's easier to get in frame, but it's the same thing as a traditional tube. The two terminals on the left correspond to the filament on this side, and the two on the right to the filament on this side. So if we look at our power coming in, we have our positive. This goes directly to the live terminal on the ballast, goes through the ballast, comes out, terminal marked lamp, and goes directly onto the first pin of our left filament. The neutral comes in and attaches straight onto our right filament, and then between the other two terminals we place our starter. Here's a close-up of our ballast. Most ballasts will be labelled well, and they will include a small circuit diagram. So if you're unsure, you can often refer straight to the diagram printed on the ballast. Here's a close-up of the 4 pins on our fluorescent tube. I've just soldered these wires on for this video. So we can see our power comes in, the live on one filament, on the bottom end of one filament, our neutral on the other filament, and then between the two filaments goes our starter. It doesn't matter particularly the polarity of these, because these tubes work no matter what way you put them in. So we could put our live and neutral on the top and our starter across the bottom, but we could not put our live here for example, and our neutral here, and then put our starter across these two. It wouldn't work. So let's apply power and see what happens. Power is on and it has started. At this stage you can remove the starter as it's no longer in use, and the circuit will continue to operate. If we turn it off and turn it back on without the starter, it will either flash or do nothing at all. It won't be able to start until you give it that extra power that it needs. So that's it. That's the basics of how to wire up a single tube magnetic ballast based fluorescent circuit. Things are a little different if you want to do a series based circuit or an electronic ballast, but this is a simple way. Okay, thanks, bye bye.